Hello,
Hello
world.
and welcome.
Hi.
Let's not just die slowly.
Don't
Hi.
die. We
Well, at
need
least my
you.
eye isn't wigging out like it was last time.
Was it?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
I was like rubbing my eye, like, why would you do this right before I go on this thing? Like, I can't see.
I know it happens to the best of us. Hello and welcome. We are live. I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to have BlerdyOtome back. Um, Corolla's here showing off shoulders like a whore.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
it's 31 degrees Celsius.
Oh,
That
a whole
is
31.
temperatures. Okay, I
A
am
whole
wearing
31.
my
Hold on.
Kingdom Hearts tank top. Okay,
I love
it's so
Weeb.
cute.
it.
Oh wow. Oh no. Don't you see?
Weeb.
And I moved corners today. I'm sitting in a
You
different
did.
corner. This is my plushie corner with my
That's her hooking
with
corner.
with my meow plushies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's her
Aw.
hooking corner.
This
She's
is
showing
usually
shoulders.
this is usually Sansa's corner where his shark bed usually sits.
I love it.
Sansa's adorable. For us Americans who are like, what the fuck is 31? That is 87 degrees.
I was Googling that
That
as we were.
listen, 31 degrees Celsius in May.
Ma'am.
What the frick?
Ma'am.
Okay, that's DC normal. That's DC
You know,
April.
Last year it was snowing on May 24th. So this is insane.
Miss
That was
Ma'am.
also insane. But
It's gonna be 38 tomorrow here.
oh wow.
It's gonna be like 80 something here in DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're in a swamp, so
I
it's
love
hot.
DC. So
Mm.
okay.
Yeah, 80 something and thunderstorms, sure. It's gonna be
Yeah,
humid and
we're
hot.
getting one. We're getting one now. It's been like the forecast was all only sun today, no clouds, no nothing, and then all of a sudden it
Mhm.
just started pouring,
No.
and now you can hear the rumbling in the distance. So let's all pray that I don't have a power out, because that would be typical.
It's not holy water, but
I swear,
I have
like
holy
every time there's a thunderstorm, we have a live. Like all of the lives.
I'm some kind of weather goddess. I
Yeah,
have
it's
holy
yours.
water. It's in the fridge in a Dr. Pepper bottle.
excellent. I
That
love
sounds sacrilegious.
No, Dr. Pepper is sacred. It's the best soda.
Okay.
Whatever soda.
It is. Yeah. It is also the most violently Texan thing ever, and it's just there's holy water in the fridge. It's in a Dr. Pepper bottle. Don't worry about it.
I'm from Georgia, so me
What
saying I
happened-
like Dr. Pepper is blasphemy, but it's
What happens if you drink the holy water by accident?
So you don't. And I
Wow.
like anytime someone stays with me, I say, "Do you see this bottle of Dr. Pepper?" They're like, "Yeah." Like, don't touch it.
fair. Good.
Why
So
do
I
you
say
have-
like, huh?
But why do you have holy water in your fridge?
Why don't you have holy water?
Yeah,
in
why
your
don't you have
fridge?
holy water in your fridge?
Because I am from a hedonistic country where we don't believe in anything.
Well, I would
Well.
say the same about the US, but
But, yeah,
put it on our money.
I had it blessed by the priest at my alma mater, just in case of. What was that?
So funny
Sorry.
because it's like you're always telling.
After the story you told, that's why I laughed. I was just like,
Oh yeah,
of
no, but
course.
it's just you're always like in my DMs telling me how strange my country is, and then you're like, "Oh, I have holy water in my fridge,
I
which was
mean,
blessed by this
it's
actual
just-
priest."
It's a staple. Yeah.
So it's actual priest who thought that I was carrying out an illicit affair with one of my friends who made his vows to be a brother.
I think you've told me this story actually.
Looks at the
So
camera like The Office, just like
Yeah, it's just like-
here.
Well, yeah, one
What
of my
is your
friends-
life? What is your life? What?
I'm here.
What is my life? Hello, we are so glad to have you.
Hi,
yeah.
person?
So actually, one of my friends, he joined the priesthood when we were still in college. And I remember talking to him and saying, if you ever decide that this is too much for you, call me. We're going to Vegas and we're going to have a sinner's weekend and we're not going to worry about it. Like, I have actively told him that I'm trying to get him to not be a priest. I'm trying to get him to forge paperwork for me right now. Like, I have gone full heresy with him. So we would sit and just have these like long theological conversations in my apartment. But I was a single woman and he'd signed up to, for chastity and celibacy. So I would drop him off at like 11 o'clock in my car, like, bye, tonight was great, and then drive off. And all the brothers are like, oh, they're fucking.
Yeah.
They're fucking.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like, no, we're just talking about like heresy and like deontology and like the Council of Nicaea and stuff.
Do you like want to go back to the bit about forging paperwork?
Yeah. I was like, I heard that part, and then I was like.
So when I was in my Catholic era,
Oh my gosh.
I realized that if I wanted to be married in a Catholic church, I have to be confirmed. I didn't go through confirmation.
I did.
Corolla's more holy than I am.
Yeah.
I didn't go through confirmation at the usual age because I was like in my witch era.
Nice.
But then I went through this whole phase where it's like, oh, I really want to be married in a Catholic church, realizing that they wouldn't marry someone as gay as fucking I am. So I've been trying to get my friend to just sign off on my confirmation. Like, I already have a saint picked out. I already know everything. But I have a bad habit of correcting priests because I know more than them. So I can't sit through one of the classes.
Oh my god, I can't correct the priest.
You have to select. Do you have to
Huh?
pick a saint?
You can pick a saint.
Mm-mm. I'm learning.
my
I'm
saint
a Baptist.
We didn't do that. We just, we just.
I've had my saint selected for a while.
Mm-mm.
We have to go to like, I think we have to go to like 12 church services or something throughout a year. Yeah, like if you don't go to enough, they will not let you get confirmed. And then we go on a camp where, just camp stuff. And then the day comes and everyone gets, their national costume or their tailored suits as a present. And then you wear the white robes over so no one sees your shiny new outfit. And then you kneel in front of the priest for 10 seconds and then we leave. And then everyone gets money. Back in the day, it used to, that's why everyone does it. Like, you have to do it because it's tradition, but it's literally just like everyone just gets money, and that's why we do it. Because and you can also choose to do it, like at like the courthouse or something, like a civil thing, so you don't have to do it through the church. But most people do because it's tradition, even though no one believes in it. So,
interesting. No. Baptist is just come as you are. It's like, here you are.
I don't know anything about saints, and I'm curious which one you had picked.
Which one did you pick?
Yeah, good question.
Great question. Also, feel free to ask us questions about BL gaming.
Yeah, please.
True.
We can talk about religion all day long.
True. You brought me here to talk about games. So after this,
so after this, talk about gaming.
There's a lot of religious imagery in BL games, though. Like, that's.
There's one in particular I can tell you about. Yeah. There's a game that has that. Please remind me.
Yes.
I gotta tie in.
Okay. So the saint that I picked out was actually Saint Sebastian.
Of course. Not that I know anything about Saint Sebastian. I don't know who that is.
So Saint Sebastian was a Roman soldier who was martyred because he converted to Christianity, and he's depicted now as a famous nude because at his execution he was tied to a pillar and had arrows shot at him. So he's a very common like homoerotic symbol.
That sounds very, very you.
Okay, I should get off of this. This just feels blasphemous. The thought I had just now.
So Saint Sebastian was my choice, or Saint Francis of Assisi.
Oh, I know. I've heard about him.
I have not.
You're not missing any. Don't worry about it. So, okay, BL gaming. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about the episode, because me LARPing as Nicholas D. Wolfwood is something I do on a daily basis.
We also completely threw the outline.
Oh yeah.
Olivina.
Yes, from New Carnival, absolutely. The sexy nipple priest, like got the biggest tits.
I just want to know why this game feels like I need so many of him. His original SSR. Please give me the OG Yakumo SSR. I am begging. I don't need any more Olivinas.
Facts.
Why?
You know how hard it was to get that? I was like, what?
I still don't have him. I have been playing this game for 2 years. I get all these
other stupid ones, but I don't get the one I actually want. I was like, I just want Kuya. I was like,
Yakumo. I got Fallen Leaves Kuya like this year. Like
I just wanted the normal one.
But then I got, Yakumo was my favorite until Blade came along with his insanity. I was like, this is my baby. This is my child.
Blade is chaos incarnate.
Oh, I love him so much.
He's adorable.
But yes.
No,
do tell us about the god.
The game that you were mentioning.
Oh, yes. So, there's this game. It was put out by... Hold on, wait. Let me read my notes. So, it was developed by Varniet, and it was put out by Jazz Blue last year. Blue. Squints. It's called Sorcerer's Choice, Angel or Demon.
Oh,
he plays a magician, and essentially your grandfather nopes you out after some humans attack your house and burn it to the ground because he wants you to live. And you are confronted with an angel and a demon, and they both are like, hey, take my hand, and you can decide which hand you take at the very beginning. You choose the hand wrapped in brimstone or however they described it. You go with the demon. If you choose the one that's cloaked in light or whatever they said it was, you go with the angel. The angel's route is pretty sweet and kind of like actually romantic. And then like the demon Lobelia, who's also the same voice actor who did Clear in Dramatical Murder, which is funny to hear. It's very hilarious. I was like, that's different. But depending on which one you pick, the routes are different. You pick the demon, and you pretty much he strips you as soon as you get to his house, and he fucks you whenever he wants. Like consent is non-existent, and then you start getting like into it, but he's literally butt naked the entire route. Like he takes his clothes as soon as he gets in that castle, and he just runs around in a sheer sheet the rest of the game. I was like, okay, do you? But
I respect that. I respect his choices.
Butt ass naked. I was like, okay, so clothes ain't a thing. Cool. So in the angel's route, because he's an angel, he's full of purity. His name is Flo, it was a choice. I don't question Japanese naming. Whatever, do you? So in Flo's route, one of the bad endings is him kind of giving in to his like carnal nature, because like angels aren't supposed to fuck. Angels aren't supposed to do anything really.
Of course.
But he gives in because Lobelia like pulls some strings and does some bullshit because Lobelia is an asshole and he's the antagonist of the whole route. And he gets Flo to kind of like give into his like basal natures, and like he fucks you in a church on an altar, like just the light of God shining down through the damn stained glass windows. Just he fucks you in a church, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is blasphemy. Am I going to hell? I mean, I don't know how to feel right now. I'm like, part of me is like, damn, that's kind of hot. But then another part is like, ooh, but it's not consent. But then I'm like, but the religious blasphemy, he's fucking him on an altar.
I don't, because, again, secular coming from, we don't care about religion. But the one time I have definitely felt like this is definitely a crossing some sort of line was when I started reading Saint Onisan, Saint Young Men, and I started shipping Jesus and Buddha, and I was like, okay, you know what?
Agreed. I definitely started going, they're cute together. I was like, they're cute together. And then I was like, wait a minute. That's Jesus, and that's Buddha.
Welcome to the Blasphemy Show.
But yeah, that was the BL game. It's really good. It's got 2 routes. Not many people, I don't see a lot of people talking about it. It kind of went under the radar.
Stop saying Jesus and Buddha have chemistry.
They do. They have really strong chemistry.
They are practically married. It is.
And they're like besties. They go out and do stuff together. Like they come to each other when they have problems. They like work through stuff. I was like, so are they smashing?
I can't. I did not become a priest on the internet for this conversation to be happening.
The archive.
It's okay. I already know I'm going to hell.
I did not become a priest on the internet for you all to be like this.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Woo. How many fanfics do we have on AO?
Fuck me running.
Buddha x Jesus. Only 7 works on AO3. Only
that
7.
Doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it didn't sound right to me either. I was confused. Maybe it's just Buddha, the Buddha and Jesus. Wait, is it? No, still 7. Never mind. It says
what?
7.
Okay, that's weird.
That's only 7 under the tag for Saint Oni.
Yeah, there's probably a million more that are just in the clutches of some fangirl's hands.
Well, that's the thing. They're supposed to tag them. Wait, there's Jesus Christ Superstar fan. Never mind. I don't know why.
Of course there is.
It's a dumb question. I was forming the question and I was like, no. But yeah, there's only 28 fics for Saint Oni-san's 8 Young Men. Y'all flip it up. Write more. Right.
Yeah, y'all need to do more. Also, tell me not to buy another zine.
Do it.
If
it's an Ace Attorney one, do it.
It's not.
Oh.
Is it crusty old men or hops related?
Wait, first of all, you can go fuck yourself. Second of all,
it's really
no.
That's what it sounds like.
It is not. It is not.
Then what?
Amanda, what else do you like?
Do you have any other? What you have other interests now? What?
Huh?
Like you have other interests?
Like the Swan Princess. Like, what else is there?
Yeah, what else? Oh my god!
It's the Vash and Wolfwood marriage zine.
Well, then buy it. This is the opposite of what you asked, but
the judgment. But okay, you have it.
Actually, let me check if there are. I need to know if there. I mean, of course there are, but I need to check the existence of Saint Oni-san doujins.
There are probably plenty.
Goodbye, going to hell.
I'm already there.
Look, my name have questions about BL gaming.
My name has been down since the beginning. It's fine.
There's no hope in here.
It's like,
okay. Oh, I also just remembered.
Is a throwback.
Yeah. It is. I'm telling my age. But there was that one game I was supposed to tell you guys about, but now I can't remember what it was. Which one was it again? Was it the one about the sub-dom thing? I think that was it.
I think so. Was that because that was the one. I think we talked about it on Twitter or something.
I think that might be it. Yeah. So I actually finished it. And okay. I need them to stop with BDSM. If you've not been a part of this lifestyle and don't know what the hell you're talking about, don't do it. Just don't bring an expert in, but don't write it yourself. Because they take these liberties that make me kind of go, okay, I may not be a practicing BDSM person, but why does it always have to be because of trauma? Like, why does it always have to be, oh, I did this because I was traumatized as a child and this is the only way that I can show love? And I was like,
is that why I was
like, bruh.
Re-examines life as a dom. Is that why?
I was like, this is not it. So people just want to do it. It's something they like. Good God. Can we just not like something? So, for those of you who don't know, there's this really badly translated Chinese BL game on Steam. I like to go on Steam and look for really badly translated BL. There are so many. And the algorithm on Steam is terrible. So you can't really find them because unless it's a porn game or a 3D porn game, they don't really advertise it to you. Go figure, Steam. Okay. Do better, Steam. So I'm trolling Steam, looking for another one because the last one I found was How to Make a Romantic Cartoon, which was literally a BL isekai where you get isekai into a webcomic that you love. And you piss off the author, and she decides to turn it into a BL and make you fall in love.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that one.
It's badly translated, but hilarious. And I was like, I am here for this. I need to know more. Tell me more information. I loved it. It was great. It's terribly translated, but it was wonderful. So while I was trolling on Steam, like I do, looking for badly translated BL games, because why not? I got money to spend. I don't, but I do anyway.
Sure, yes, you do.
So
Fine.
I find this game called what is it called? Sub for You. I was about to say Seduce Me. I was like, wrong game. Wrong genre, wrong game. It's Sub for You. And I was like, interesting. Tell me more. It's about this guy. Cannot remember. Let me pull it up. Why am I acting like I'm gonna try to remember somebody's names? Because I don't. I'm really bad at remembering these characters' names.
Oh, but same though.
It's fine. I just be like that one. Okay.
These days, I'm just like, I'll binge watch an entire show in like one day. I don't know what anyone is named.
Nope.
Don't ask me.
Nicknames. I give them nicknames at the beginning, and that's it.
There's no more room. There's no more.
Exactly.
I've been here too long.
Okay. So here we go. After an accident, Li Ling suffered from some physical damages. This is legit from Steam. This is what they translated
some physical damages. Okay.
Yeah. I'll go into more detail, I promise. You'll know exactly what these physical damages are. Anyway, with the advice and help of his senior, Li Ling enters the hidden club of a high-end hotel, Hidden, where a public BDSM performance by Emperor Ju Chun changed his life. Once reluctant about BDSM, Li Ling finds himself struggling between his ego and desires. So, Li Ling is a college professor, which they don't tell you until halfway through the damn story or whatever. He's a college professor, and he was in a car accident, and they don't go into detail about the car accident, but you find out his mom pushed him in front of a car for reasons.
That's not a car accident. That is attempted murder.
It is.
I saw that in Gravitation. That's not an accident.
For reasons. And he ends up getting injured in his special place. So his dick is broke. And it doesn't work. And nothing that...
How did the car hit him?
They never tell us.
Straight on, apparently.
Honestly, I think that the erectile dysfunction is a psychological thing and not a physical thing. But we just get there later. But after the car accident, his dick doesn't work. So he's like, oh no, what am I to do? I can't get married. I can't do anything. So his senpai from college is like, yo, bestie, I know how to help you fix your dick. And he's like, senpai, how can I fix my penis? And he says, come with me to this secret hidden BDSM club called, get this, Hidden. And you will discover the pleasures of BDSM, and it will help your penis shoot back up to attention, because that's what BDSM does, friends. So he goes to the club. His senpai's name is Kat with a K. This is relevant because he wears a fox mask. Completely relevant to the plot. And he goes to the club by himself without his senpai. And he's like, I'm really out of place here. I don't know anything about BDSM. What am I to do? Like, oh my gosh, these deviants. Like, do they want me to participate? And I'm like, why are you here by yourself? Why did your senpai not take you?
Wasn't he supposed to take him there?
I'm like, why are you by yourself? I was like, I'm confused. But then I was like, you know what? Doesn't matter. Why are you thinking so hard? This is a badly translated Chinese BL game on Steam. You are thinking entirely too much. So he gets there. Everybody is dressed up like they're going to a masquerade ball costume party, but none of them have the same theme. So they're like wearing different costumes that don't quite fit in with anything. There's like a guy who's dressed up like a barbarian. There's another one who's dressed up like a circus performer. And then you got one dude in just like a fucking loincloth. And I'm just sitting here like, whatever. So he's like sitting there like watching people do sub-dom stuff. And he's like, oh my gosh, it's so weird, but so intriguing. And then they put on a performance. The Dom Daddy Emperor, Ju Chun, shows up and he puts on a performance with a sub called M. And I was like, so we don't have names. Okay. So M has been struggling with their fear of whips. And they want to get over this traumatic fear of whips. So they went to Dom Daddy Emperor dude because he's got the magic BDSM touch. He can help you work through your trauma and show you the true pleasure of things that were, too far for you before. I was like, so you pushing people's boundaries, but whatever, we're gonna let it go. It's fine.
So where my brain's going, he's gonna end up throwing this guy in front of a car because trauma.
A car with whips attached.
There's no
sexual.
cars.
Okay.
It's sexual. Well, it's supposed to be. Well, yes, it is. So
I don't like
club, they put on a public demonstration in front of everybody. Dom Daddy's on stage with M, and he pulls out this 6-foot-long leather whip, and I'm just sitting here going, I don't like this. I am entirely too black for whips. Can we never talk about this again? Let's never do this again. So he pulls out the whip, and then he notices, he's like, oh, we've got some new people in the crowd. Let me explain the wonders of BDSM. So they do like a BDSM tutorial mode where he explains like and here's the part that had me mad, because it was clear that someone did research, because they bring up the fact that they bring up the roles of doms and subs and masters and servants and stuff, and like what that means and how that dynamic is built on conversation. A masochist or a sub is not someone, there's someone who takes pleasure from pain, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you just beat on somebody. And like doms, while they do enjoy giving the pleasure to their sub because it brings them joy, they were explaining it. I was like, okay, so somebody did research, but then they do weird shit that doesn't make sense. So they were like, yeah, a good dom doesn't just abuse someone. They do it within the bounds of the person that they're with, and it's a communication thing. It's like, yeah, this is what I want. These are my limits. This is what I'm okay with. This is what I'm not okay with. And it was just talking about like I'm doing a bad job of explaining it because I'm terrible explaining, but like they were talking about how it's like a reciprocal kind of thing. Like they both get something from each other, and that is a part of the pleasure of doing it together. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. And then he immediately pulls out the whip and starts whipping on the sub. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand. And the sub is just like, yes, this is great. Thank you so much, Master. And I'm like, you lost me, friends. You lost me for a second.
Oh my God.
I love your face. Your face is great. But yeah, they're just like talking about how like I love the way that they talked about consent and like having conversations, and like it's not just one person.
And then like promptly ignore that.
They don't. So yes and no. And no. They're like, they go on about like it's a choice, it's a lifestyle that someone is like they want to do, it's something that they enjoy doing, and then they immediately throw that away with the main characters because like Christian Grey over here is into being a dom because he was abused as a child, and the only way he knows how to give love is through pain. And he's been in the newspaper because apparently he went too far with a sub before, and the
sub went to the press.
And no, the sub like tried to sue him, and then they settled out of court. But like, I'm sitting over here like, okay. And then you've got the main character, Li Ling, who's got these masochistic tendencies, and he like the way he was raised is like, he was very restricted. His mom was like, get all A's, get this job, do what I say, stay in line kind of thing. It's very restrictive lifestyle. So he kind of has these like masochistic tendencies because he likes to, he feels good about like doing what other people tell him to do. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, we got more trauma. More trauma. It's great. So he's got his ED. And during this entire like performance they're watching of Dom Daddy, Christian Grey over here, whipping the sub M till he loves whipping, he starts to feel a little tingle in his dingle.
Yay!
Watching this. And he's like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he says. He's like, oh my God, it's working.
Healed.
Pretty much. So he's like, oh my God, my dick. So he's like, oh my God, this is it. I need this man to be my dom, because if he's my dom, he can fix my dick. And this is when Kat, the senpai, shows up. He's like, hey, you enjoying the show? He's like, I see see you're enjoying the show. And he's like, yeah, it's great. It's great, senpai. You were so right. BDSM is the cure for all my ails. And he's like, great, wonderful. So then Li Ling is like, I'm going to ask Dom Daddy Christian Grey to be my Dom. So then he walks up to Dom Daddy. Dom Daddy is literally sitting on like a throne surrounded by like 5 different subs, all on their knees, laying on.
This is a cult. This is a cult.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, that's a cult.
It's so funny. So he walks up to him, and of course, because he hasn't been formally introduced and he has not been given permission to speak to the Dom, he just walks up, and one of the subs looks at Dom Daddy and is like, "Can I talk to him?" And Dom Daddy's like, "Yes, she may. Yes, she may, my child." So he says, "Hi, you're new here, aren't you?" This sub, who is literally laying on my dude's lap, is like, "You're new. Hi, I saw you in the crowd. I know you're new. So here, subs don't have seats. In order to have a seat, you have to get you a Dom. You have to like kiss their foot, and then you're allowed to kneel beside them." And I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, all right, we rocking with this. So he's like, also, you can't speak to Dom Daddy until you do that and acknowledge him. And he's like, runs away. He doesn't say anything. He just runs away.
As one does. Okay.
Because he's like, too much pressure. So he runs away. Dom Daddy comes up to him eventually and he's like, you that new kid that walked up to me like a weirdo. I see you. He's like, what's good? He's like, oh my God, dear Dom Daddy, please be my Dom. And he's like, I don't do virgins. I don't do newbies. I'm not trying to break nobody in. I'm not trying to be their first time. Mm-mm. He's like, maybe, but there are plenty of other Doms here that would be wonderful to take you on, just not me. And he's like, but Dom Daddy, I want you. And he's like, go get you some experience with somebody else and, do you. So he runs away crying. Some time passes and he decides to troll online BDSM sites to find a Dom, because in his mind, if he finds a Dom and gets experience, then Dom Daddy will want him.
That's not how. Okay.
So he goes on like Tinder for Doms and he finds one that is willing to be a Dom for him, but doesn't do video chat, does not do meeting in person, and will just be his Dom remotely. And I'm like, that's not how it works.
That can be how it works.
It can be, but like, I don't think that's what he meant when he said go get with a safe Dom in the club.
No, that's not what he meant.
It's fine. He'll be like, no, but I did it with a dude on the internet. You can beat me now. So he meets with Digital Dom and they do things. He buys him a butt plug that's like a dog tail or whatever, and he like uses it. And I'm just sitting here going,
baby's first toy. Yes.
I'm like, why is it a dog tail? I was like, whatever. And then he also like they do phone. It's literally phone sex, and he's like commanding him over the phone, telling him what to do. And then after he does, he's like, oh, did you ejaculate? Did you come? And like the way that they describe some of the terminology, I'm like, do you need a dictionary? Because I finished. I mean, I get it. I finished in my pants, but I didn't finish or something like that. Like, it's just the weirdest choices they could pick. And it's not like fanfic, like weird. It's just like, that's not the word that I would use for a sexual situation. I would use that for like, I don't know, a normal thing. Yeah. The water in my pants. I was like, the water in your pants.
But do you think that could be because it's Chinese though? Because I see that in Damme, they talk about that a lot, like how they have to like
get around it a little bit.
So
like
if I have to hear the word, like the jade pendant, the jade pillar, that sounds painful. Don't put that in your ass.
Fuck's sake. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. Same thing. Same energy. So like, it's just weirdly translated. And I'm like, okay, it's taking me out. So like, the Digital Dom is getting frustrated with the fact that he can't see or touch or talk to Li Ling. I had to look because I forgot his name again all over again. And Li Ling, at first, when they first started meeting up, it was working and his dick was doing. But after a while, because it's not Dom Daddy Christian Grey, it's not working. It's not as effective. You know what happens when you take medication? After a while, it's not as effective. So you have to like up the dosage.
Are we referring to sex as medication?
That's how the game goes.
This is how the game.
This is how the game goes. This is the game.
A BL staple, Amanda. My dick will fix him.
So he does.
Yay! Noise route, the best route.
Oh my god, yes, Noise is best boy, and Clear is second. I love Clear. Clear makes me.
I also love Clear, but Noise.
Noise is perfect. I love him.
Also,
love him.
Just side note, Satoshi Hino, who voices Noise, amazing voice actor in the drama series. Boy can moan. I like a loud talk. Like fucking thank you.
Let's go.
He's a king, and I love him. Go on.
Let's go.
Don't mind me just dying over here softly.
About Dom Daddy or about Noise? Because it gets better. Oh, it gets better.
What do you mean?
Am I better?
I am enjoying this so much.
So,
you know, you should dub these games. I'm absolutely listen to you, like dubbing everything. Yes.
Girl, you couldn't handle Omegaverse with my best ASMR voice.
It would be.
But that was a Megaverse.
This is Dom Daddy. This is Dom Daddy Christian Grey.
Please continue.
So, Digital
I'm
Dom.
so invested.
Digital Dom is like, oh, so it's working, right? And he's like, yes, master. It's totally not flaccid. Yep, it's totally. Take a picture of it. And he's like, did you lie to me, sub? And he's like, yes. But like, I'm making it up. But like, that's essentially how that whole conversation goes.
I'm buying it. It's fine.
Digital Dom is getting frustrated with not being able to see dude. And he's like, okay, so Li Ling is like, okay, this isn't working. I want to call this off. And then Digital Dom Daddy is like, but no, like, I don't want to end this. Like, we should meet at least once before we do this. And he's like, no, I'm good. That was a part of the agreement that we don't meet. Like, I'm good. So Digital Dom is not pleased by this. So he stages a kidnapping, literally snatches Li Ling off the street, ties him up.
I knew it.
And remember what I said last time about BL games being at least 10 years behind? Yeah. It's something out of freaking Finder. They tie this man up and stick a dildo like straight up him. And it's like, they actually drew the blood. And I was like, oh no! God, why? I was like, there's one thing I don't like seeing, and it's the blood. Like, I don't want to see blood. I know it's probably realistic, but I don't want to see it. I'm good.
See, that's the thing. If you're gonna do that, at least do the super fluffy fantasy version where everyone just magically lubricates and there is no blood and it's fine. There it is.
That's all I wanted. But no, it's very brutal. It's very graphic. And then who should show up to save him? But Dom Daddy Christian Grey.
Is he fucking Batman? He can
I was saying the same thing. I was like, how the hell did he know? They haven't talked in months. How the fuck does he know?
This is amazing.
So here's how he found out. Cat, Senpai Dom, who refused, because he even asked the Senpai, he was like, hey, be my Dom. And he was like, he's like, oh, I can't be your Dom. There's reasons why I can't be your Dom, but like, go find someone better. And I'm like, Senpai, you full of shit. Like, you full of shit. You introduced him to this lifestyle and then won't be his Dom. Go fuck off. So he was worried because he hadn't heard from Li Ling in a while. So he's like, hey, Dom Daddy Christian Grey, come with me to find him. So they go searching. Cat is somewhere far, far away, but Dom Daddy's like, Dom's senses were tingling and he knew exactly where Li Ling was. And he burst through.
Please don't die.
This damn warehouse.
Okay.
He beats the guys up.
So it's Batman.
Why is it always a warehouse?
I don't know. I was like, why did you take him to your house? You have privacy. No one's gonna break into your house. I mean, Dom Daddy would have, but still.
Yeah, I think it's a lot less dramatic if he busts into like a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, I just do that. So he grabs him and he delicately covers him in his jacket and he princess carries him out. He's like, no one will see. It's fine. And he's like, Dom Daddy was here to protect me. And he takes him to his Dom lair where he has his own BDSM room just waiting for a new sub to fill. And He's like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? That was so reckless. And he's like, but you told me I needed experience. And he's like, not like this. He was like, I told you to pick a dom at the club. We vet the people at the club. I'm confused. Did you not hear the words that I said? He's like, but if it's not you, Dom Daddy, I don't want anyone else. And he's like, fucking like holy. He's like, all right. I will train you. He's like, Cat explained
how to train your sub.
Pretty much. He's like, Cat told me about your limp dick problem. And I have the magic dom golden touch. I will train you until your condition is no longer a problem. And I will make your dick rise like the sun. And he's like, okay, cool. He's like, thank you, Dom Daddy. What do I need to do? He's like, I have so much to teach you, my child. So he's like, first off, strip. So he's like, well, actually, no, before he even does that, he pretty much is like, he still doesn't want to do the dom thing with him because he's like, I don't take on virgins and newbies because then they get attached. So he tells them, we can do like a month trial. You can stay. I have a special sub room.
This is your free trial.
He's like, I've got a special sub room that you can use at your leisure and just come as you please. He's like, here's my phone number. Call me if you need me. He's like, cool. He's like, get the fuck out of my house. So he goes home. And of course, dude starts having nightmares about the traumatic experience he just went through. Also, remember how I said he was a teacher in college?
All right. Yeah.
His students will come up to him for help. And when they come up behind him and touch him, he freaks out because now he's traumatized on top of not being able to make his dick work. And it gets consistently worse. And the only times that he's able to sleep and be peaceful is when he's at Dom Daddy's house. He doesn't call Dom Daddy to let him know that he's using his house. He just shows up at Dom Daddy's house. And there's like a concierge, and she notices him coming in repeatedly. And she calls Dom Daddy, and she's like, my guy keeps showing up to your house. He just keeps showing up to your house. So Dom Daddy was like, what the fuck? He's like, why didn't you call me? He's like, oh, I didn't want to bother you. He's like, so you just come to my house? Like, you could have just explained this. So he makes him explain like what's going on. And he's like, okay, I get it now. He's like, okay, fine. I'll train you. He's like, but we need to be very clear. We have to have very clear boundaries because you, my little masochistic friend, will take this too far. And I want you to know right now, I don't fall in love with my subs. I don't usually take on newbies. And we're only working together until your problem is fixed. And he's like, cool.
Famous
so he makes him, yeah, pretty much. So he makes him tell him about all of his stuff, and he like tells him like, we're gonna do this stuff, and I'm gonna gradually like integrate you into this lifestyle, and we'll work on your comfort levels for different things. Like, let me know when something's uncomfortable. But also, after we do this, I want you to like let me know how you feel about what we're doing. They also do aftercare occasionally, not all the time, but occasionally, which is still more than most. Let's be clear, but not great, but still something. And they start doing it, and you kind of are seeing it through the eyes of Li Ling and how he is getting into this lifestyle and how he feels about Dom Daddy. And of course, his feelings are romantic. Dom Daddy is not romantic at this point. And you're just going through these different things. And there's one choice where I just was like, why the fuck would I pick the other thing? They give you a choice in the beginning when they first start their play, whether or not you want to use the riding crop or the whip. And it's a natural choice. They have a whip and they have a riding crop on the screen. And it's like, choose. I was like, oh, I get to choose what he hits the main character with. The riding crop. Why the fuck would I pick the damn whip? So he proceeds to use the riding crop for the rest of the game. And they like show on the CGs the welts from where he gets whipped with this thing. And I'm like sitting here going, things I didn't know I never wanted to see ever. Thank you. And he does it in like little patterns and stuff. I was like, oh, it's kind of artistic in a really fucked up way. Like, can we not?
That's a dom that has too much time on their hands.
Oh,
if you're drawing back, you need a fucking hobby. You need to pick up crochet or something.
Yes, cross stitch, like
this. I've dommed before. If I'm ever just like, unless it's like fucking Zorro, Unless I'm writing my name into someone's back, I have too much time
just
on
like
my hands.
idly doodling with the writing prop. Like,
so the rest of the game is pretty much them like going through the paces of this relationship and slowly developing feelings for one another. And it's kind of cute, but it's also kind of really fucked up in a way. And I'm just sitting here reading it and watching, and I'm like, okay, cool. I hope you all live a happy BDSM life. And in one of the ends, they get like a BDSM marriage at the club. Just like your face is great. And I was just like, Nani? I was like, why are we here? It was entertaining for what it was. But at the end, I was like, I don't recommend, like, I can't recommend this game because it's not good. But it's also one of those games I was like, I enjoyed playing it because I was just like, what the fuck is going to happen next? Like, for real?
That is...
I'm just gonna recommend everyone read the comic Gamora by Apollo Pop, and then it's the same plot but better.
What does a BDSM marriage entail? Essentially, it's you pledging in front of all of your friends and peers that you are the dom and you are the sub, and no one else can come between you and your relationship. Like, it's like claiming they get like a collar, so he gets.
It's a Megaverse now. Cool.
I was thinking that, and then I was like, I don't want to give it that kind of credit. I really don't.
This game has everything.
So yeah, they get a collar, and like everybody in the club now knows because he's like Dom Daddy Christian Grey is like the emperor of the club. So like everybody wants to ride his dick or ride his riding prop, but he's like,
please don't. They're not built for that.
He's like, no, yeah, don't do that. He's like, no. He's like, no, this is my man. I want everybody to know this. And he's like, I want everybody to know that I'm your man. And he's like, okay, we don't have to do this. He's like, but I want this. He's like, okay, sure. So they do it.
You know, I have two thoughts in my head about this. One was something I remembered early on when you talked about the whole proceeds to absolutely throw the consent out the window. I will get to that because it's a longer comment. But the second thing is I just keep thinking about, Shiki and like Kau or whatever his name is from Togai no Chi, because it's essentially the same thing. It's just, this is my pet with all of his strange piercings and his, that is it.
Same energy, except no piercings, and like, at the very least, Dom Daddy does eventually learn how to love, and they do cure his ED through the power of domination,
of course,
subjugation, and just life.
Oh my god! The other thing was, and that's not. Yes.
Togai no Chi is great.
Not the screwdriver scene. God help.
We don't talk about that.
No, we do not. Mm-hmm. No, but the other thing, not game related, but I think it was last year. There was this Thai mini series, like this BL series that came out. It was terrible. I can't even remember the name of this thing. I will tell you if I remember it. I will check it up afterwards. Please. But it was like, I've learned a few things while watching BL, Thai BL. And one of the things is that, their age of consent thing is really different from ours. And so that like BDSM and like kinks are forbidden until you are 20 years old. Like, you have to be a grown-ass adult or else you can actually...
I don't disagree with that. I think it should be between consenting individuals with their brains fully formed.
Yeah,
and not to have a whole...
And people who did not learn it from Christian Grey. No, but then there's this scene, and like there are a bunch of couples, and all of them are idiots. But there's this one couple where the one dude is like, he is into BDSM, which obviously is not how it works.
It's just abuse, yeah.
Yeah, and then he's gonna introduce the other guy to it, and this is like literally, I can't remember if it's like their first time having sex, but it's definitely the first time they try to do anything like this. So I think he ties his hands up, and then he's like explaining, okay, we need to have a safe word, and if you need me to stop, just say the safe word. So they decide on a safe word, and then he shoves a sock in the dude's mouth. and then shoves him against the wall so he can't see his face and proceeds to go to town. And I'm like,
how do you say the safe word when your mouth is full?
What? That was like the first thing I thought of when you said that. I was like, I'm having war flashbacks.
Distress dom noises.
Horrible.
So I left this out, but there is a scene like that. Because many of us know about 50 Shades of Grey. There's that infamous scene where she's like, do your worst. Show me what the worst of this is. And he like,
I thought you were going to say the tampon scene.
That was disgusting. I blocked that out of my life. So she essentially says, Anastasia is like, yo, give me your worst. Like, you keep saying that you're a monster. I really think the person who made Sub for You watched 50 Shades of Grey. But there's a scene where like she's like asking him to do his worst Dom stuff, and he does, and it's essentially him spanking her like black children get spanked when they do something bad. I was like, and what is that? I was like, what are you doing? I was like, okay.
It was a very casual spanking.
Yeah, I was like, you got spanked. Good for you. But they do something similar in Sub for You. But in this, it's actually something that I'm like, okay, I understand. It's terrible. He, like Dom Daddy, Christian Grey explains that he can only show love through pain. And he likes Li Ling, but he doesn't want to hurt him more than he already does. And he's like, I don't want to hurt you with what I want. And he's like, but you're only getting half of what you want out of this. And I don't like that. He's like, I want this to be an equal thing. And Dom Daddy's like, but I will hurt you. And Li Ling is like, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Give in to your nature. Do it to me. And he's like, okay, you remember your safe word though, right? And he was like, yeah, I remember my safe word, but I'm not going to use it because I trust you. And I was like, shut up. Shut the fuck off. I was like, shut up. So it's in this moment that Dom Daddy throws away the riding crop that I picked, and he gets the whip because his true weapon of choice is that whip. So he gets the whip and he starts going to town on Li Ling. And it's not a pleasurable experience for anyone watching. It's just one of those things. And like even Li Ling is like, oh, he's been holding back before. He's not doing that now. He is going to town. And he's like, this hurts. But he's like, I'm never going to do a safe word. I want to feel comfortable being himself with me. And I was like, and if you end up in the fucking hospital, is that okay too? Like, what the hell is your problem? So he's just like whipping him. And it's like, it keeps going. And I'm like, please stop. It's like that scene in Jesus Christ Superstar where they're like whipping him and they're like counting the whips. And I'm like, please stop. Yeah. Please stop. So he keeps going, and then it gets to a point where he's like, where Li Ling is like, gag me. I don't think I can control, because he's like yelling and moaning and shit. And he's like, gag me, because I don't trust myself not to say the safe word. So like, Dom Daddy is like, are you sure? And he's like, yes, please. I don't want to. So he does that. He gags him, because this is what Li Ling wants. But then he also puts I think it's a pocket watch in his hand. And he tells Li Ling, he's like, since you don't want to say the word, if it ever gets to be too much, drop this and I'll stop. That's your safe word. So Li Ling is clinging to this watch while getting whipped into insanity. And he's like, I refuse to drop this. And then after like Dom Daddy stops, he's like, okay, I should stop. And then he stops and like Li Ling is like laying there and he's like, you finally opened up again. I was like, you fucking dumbass. And he's like, oh my God. He's like, I appreciate you for letting me do this. Let me take care of you. So he does like the aftercare, rubs ointment on his wounds. And it's like, hey, if anything feels like it's broken, I'll take you to a hospital. But then they have something's broken. But then they have a whole conversation where they're like talking about like their feelings and stuff. And he's like, I don't want to do that again. And he's like, but I'm glad you did. He's like, I never wanted to hurt you. And he's like, yeah, I understand that. But like, I don't want you to hold back because I love you and I want you to fully express yourself.
That's not how this works.
No, it's not. But I will also give Dom Daddy Christian Grey some credit. He realizes that Li Ling has some like psychological issues that he has to work through, and he gets a therapist to come in and talk to him.
Wow.
There's a guy who's a part of the BDSM club who became a therapist. No. So the guy became a therapist because he was really into like BDSM stuff, and his family said like, you're deviant, you're crazy. And he's like, I'm going to prove to you I'm not crazy, and this is a legitimate thing. And he went to school to become a psychologist so that he could prove to them, 1, I'm not fucking crazy. 2, this is a normal thing. And 3, to help other people who may be going through like similar kind of like, what do I do with this? Situations or need somebody to talk to.
Just us going out to educate the antis, just becoming therapists.
Listen, honestly, I'm not gonna be mad, but like he brings him in, and like when he brings him in, he says it's a friend, and he essentially has this therapist kind of stealth mode, psychoanalyze Li Ling to figure out like what his problems are, and then he reports back to Dom Daddy, and I'm like, okay, so this is what we're working at. This is the baseline. And then they have and then he brings the guy back, and the guy's like, because the guy tells him he's a therapist when he's talking to Li Ling. But like, and he's like, yeah, he brought me in here to talk to you. And he's like, okay, cool. So they, he's being honest. And then they have a conversation about what the baseline is for their relationship and what Li Ling's tendencies tend to be, and how Dom Daddy's going to work with that. And the therapist dude comes back again. And I actually think it was kind of cool to not only have these people get therapy, because most games need therapy and they don't. But I also like the fact that the therapist was someone who was from that world, who understood what they were going through and understood how to work with them, and not see it as like, oh, this is deviant, this is this. It's like, okay, I understand this lifestyle. I understand baseline for pretty basic stuff, and I'm understanding you on a psychological level. So I was like, I will give them credit for that. I was like, that's actually really clever and helpful.
So you get like half a point. You get like half a point.
Yeah. Like there was thought that went into this game. They just filled it with other shit.
There's so many parts of this that are just like just bad dom etiquette, bad club etiquette. And it's one of those things like, you always hear like, oh, when you're an expert in a field, like you can't watch movies about the thing that you're an expert in. I feel that like a lot with BDSM, where it's like, I can't watch bad BDSM because it's just like, why the fuck are you doing this? Like, this is just bad. And it's
like I said, there are good things in it.
Of course.
Overall, it was just kind of like, they didn't know if they wanted to fetishize it or like actually tell a real story. And they hit somewhere closer to the fetishization, but like somewhere in the middle. And like, I liked the fact that Dom Daddy acknowledges that he's a broken man and that he also goes to therapy. He says, I have my own therapist that I go to, and I'm still working on my own shit. He's like, you also need your own therapist and you need to work on your own shit too. And he acknowledges like that Li Ling is damaged in a way that he should not be the person taking care of him. And he does try to kind of push him away, but Li Ling's an idiot and he refuses. So they end up in that weird relationship. And I do like the progression of it. I do like that they also show like what a bad dom sub relationship looks like. And not them clearly. But
I was about to say, yeah, they do.
I mean, yes, they do, but not them. But you see a really terrible one, and then you see them and you're like, okay, they're imperfect, but they work for each other in a really fucked up way, but it works kind of. So I did enjoy it on some level, but I was also kind of like, but I'm never gonna recommend this to anybody. I'm not gonna be like, go play sub for you, go. It's only like $5. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, throw your $5 at Steam for this. No.
I would like the record to state. I looked over at my phone and my auntie's group chat is just lit right now. My aunt called and I can't wait to tell her, I'm sorry I couldn't talk to you right now. I was talking about a bad BDSM game with my friends on the internet.
On the interwebs.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday. I did not go to church.
I just thought about that. It is Sunday.
Sunday. And she always asks, did you go to church? Did you go to mass? No. I was talking about fictional. I was talking about fictional dicks. Corolla sent me fictional dicks.
I did.
Only the best friends do that.
I did put them under a spoiler tag in case you were in public or something, you know, because I'm considerate.
My friend doesn't do that. She just sends me dick pics from like manhwa constantly. Like she'll just send the screenshots and I'll open the text and be like, what the hell?
That was exactly it, because I was reading On or Off, which is a manhwa, right? And I was like, why are manhwa dicks always so huge? Why? They are so, like, every time I read a manhwa, they are just...
They're like the size of a small child.
Yeah, like, and there is this one which is not a BL, but it's like, I started reading it because it sounded hilarious. It's like this dude who gets turned into a vibrator. And
what is this called?
I can't remember. I will find it for you. But like, if you just Google it, dude gets turned into a vibrator or like a dildo or something. And
those are very different things.
And he's like switching between vibrator form and human form. And when he's in his human form,
where are you running off to? Or cocky neighbor? Mike, let's see. Okay. Wait, you said it's not BL. There are
it's a het thing.
I think they're the same one. Oh wait, I think it's the same one. It's either okay, so they have two different English titles. Where are you running off to? And my cocky neighbor.
Yeah, and like there's a scene where he's like having sex with this woman, and like she is so petite, like her torso is so small, and his, like, I don't understand. Like, you know when they say feel it in, you know, their throat? Like, it is longer than her entire fucking... I'm like,
I quit.
I hate this. I hate this.
I don't want to be on this ride. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it. This is... No, I would rather...
Clearly, this is ridiculously big. And thank you, Ren, for confirming what I was saying. But I also think that sometimes I just think that they look bigger because they're in color. Because there's something about the shading and the color, because manhwa tends to be in all color.
Right.
And
like On or Off is orange though. Like On or Off is orange. Like literally.
You know what I love it. I love it so much. I have the final volume left. But I'm really enjoying it. But the way that it's drawn, like the penis in particular, it looks like it's wooden, and it reminds me of Bible Black. It reminds me.
Oh my god, no. Nothing should remind us of that.
Yes. I'm not going back there.
Or like this one, there's like a lot of like late 90s, early 2000s hentai that we've all seen at some point, where all the dicks look like they're made out of wood.
You're just like, yeah, like they're like a completely like 10 shades darker than the person they're attached to. And I'm like,
I have a very, very difficult relationship with you know, the name woodcock. For that exact reason, because I have seen these ovas in my life. I just needed you to know that.
So you put us on a topic that I can bring back to games, and I love it. First off, I'm gonna say to Ren, flashback to Titan's Bride. Okay, big dick, tiny hole. That is the entire plot of Titan's Bride. That's it. There's nothing else.
But I will say this though, when I started watching Titan's Bride, I was going in like, oh, this is going to be another one of these. It's going to be, because, you know, there's so much non-con and like uncomfortable sex scenes in like BL, but he's so consensual.
Sweet. Right. Kai is like such a sweetheart. Like, and I'm like,
why is he like, this is the BL I get? Right. That is like the most consensual. What is
so
happening?
Sweet
He's
and
so
cute.
sweet.
And I'm like, he genuinely wants to treat shonen protagonist named character with love and support. I cannot remember his name.
Yeah, I know, same.
But I know it's like the most common. I know it's like the most common shonen protagonist name out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Shuichi or something like that. Or
no, don't drag Shuichi into
it's like something. I forget his name. Hold on.
I quit. I quit and I am done.
But I forget his name. Koichi. See? Listen, it's a basic shonen protagonist name. This is why I didn't remember it or commit it to memory. It's like literally, he's a shonen protagonist in a BL world. But he treats him with so much love and respect. And like they have this really wholesome, loving relationship that I'm just like, big dick, small hole. But like,
but I didn't expect to be like,
oh.
My like, what is this? I have fluttery feelings. Right. I don't understand.
I was like, that looks painful, but he's being so sensitive and not pushing it all the way in. Look.
It's like, I mean, again, the bar is like buried underground because it's like he's not even pushing
I
it all the way in.
Monster and the Beast as well. Also, another one that is like super wholesome. When I was just like, also should be questionable, but it's really cute.
Wait, I have to look that one up because I feel like
you've read
it's in print.
No, I haven't read this one actually.
4 volumes.
I know it.
You'd love it.
It's finished. It's really good. It's really
good. Yeah, that is right up your alley.
Really
but the Beast is so.
I said that too, and then I read it, and I was like, oh, never mind. I was like,
the long hair is giving me like massive Yude vibes, and I'm not sure.
It's so good.
You get over that pretty quickly.
It's it's so wholesome. It's so sweet. Just read it. Just read it and love it. But the penises.
Yeah, the game. The penises.
I'm
going to take this
episode.
I'm going to take this out of context and make a clip show.
Girl, you haven't even made last year's clip show.
No. But I will work on this year's clip show as we go along.
So I was in so I had a panel last year at CitrusCon. Peens and Pixels or Pixel Peens or whatever it's called. Something like that. It was clever. It was very clever.
Yes, I very much enjoyed it at the title.
It threw me off when so I was doing that and I did not expect anything because I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this panel. Maybe like 10, 20 people are gonna show up. I look at the fucking chat. It's like 200 people. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, who the fuck why are you here? Why are you engaging with me? I'm talking about dicks.
Because you're cool and you're talking about dicks. Like, you just answered your own question. That's why. But
it was just like, I freaked myself out. I was like, holy shit. That's a lot of people listening to me talk right now. I was like, fuck. And they're asking questions. I was like, I don't know.
I feel like that's us every con.
But it just it throws me off. But penises in BL games. You have your censored, you have your uncensored, and then that's about it. You've got some you got the pixel dicks, which there are plenty pixel dicks, and then you have some that are just straight up uncensored. And sometimes they don't tell you those. You just discover it along the way.
Yeah.
It's a journey. It's a journey that you discover when you get there. I was in the middle of the game, thought the game was censored, and then there was a dick in my face. Like, Sub for You is one of those games. I thought it was going to be censored. Nah, them dicks is right there in your face. Very, very well drawn penises. And I was like,
at least that's something.
Right.
So I have 2 best bros, and we're bros together. We are 3 toxic gamer boys together. That is our lives. That's what we do.
It's horrible.
Okay.
But we're only awful to each other. There was one time that both of them would just not stop sending me real life pornography. And I would just open because you get to someone sent you this on Twitter and it's like, oh, that's a vagina. And I'm at work, I'm in my open office, and it's like, titty, and just have to throw my phone.
Okay, so when I play games, I don't do headsets. I subject my neighbors to whatever the hell I'm playing at full volume all the time. New Carnival, when I first played it, there was no warning beforehand telling you about the threesome.
Oh yeah, because the literal first, yeah.
They added the warning later, months.
This is how to start a game, by the way. Listen, that was
my phone
to get me interested.
My phone was on full volume. I was sitting on my couch in my living room. I was like, oh, this New Carnival thing. Let me look at it. Click. They didn't even show the title. It just literally started playing this threesome where they're moaning and because it's the 2D vocab.
Yeah.
So it's just loud gay sex happening. And I'm sitting here and I'm like,
headphones forever.
I'm glad I'm at home. Good for me.
Yeah.
But sorry, neighbors who can hear this through the wall. Actually, in fact, you should hear this. So I held it higher. But that has happened.
I love
because I'm playing a game and I don't mute it. I have the volume on max. I'm not wearing headphones because I want to hear every squelch, every slap, every moan in real time. I don't need headphones.
Amanda's squirming over.
I live by myself. Let's go.
Yeah, I do that too. I have my computer hooked up to my main speakers, and this is how I enjoy my audio dramas and my and my games. I need it in surround. And if my neighbors, who is my family, by the way, can hear it, then I'm like, you know what?
You listening too hard.
Why are you?
You're listening too hard. Why are you here? But always, and it's always really funny when because I distinctly remember, this is years ago, I was playing No Thank You. And my friend is coming over, and mind you, she had just given birth to a child, and she and some other friends are coming over, and I'm playing this game. Mind you, they know I play BL games.
I live in a basement, so just
I'm like 5th floor, so I'm somewhere in the middle of the building. But I did not turn off that game. They know me, they know what I do. I was like, I'm playing this game and I'm not turning it off. And I'm playing it, and then I'm in the middle of a sex scene, and I'm I stopped, and then I look over and I was like, will your child remember this? And she's like, she's an infant. I was like, okay, but don't.
Oh, so we're good. Keeps playing. Yeah.
I was like, but don't blame me for this if she starts making weird noise. I was like, click, click, click. And I was like, whatever. And then one's like, what are you actually playing? And I was like, oh, it's this game about non-consent. It's great. It's wonderful.
No.
Wait, which game was this?
It was No Thank You.
Oh yeah, okay.
There's no
that's not the worst one. You say a game about no consent. I think of Ensai, which I still I have it. I bought it. I have not played it.
I got 30 minutes in, and I said, "Nah." I was like, you know what? This is another day game. This is a game for another day. This is not a Naja today game. I was like,
but it's been years. Back in the day, I watched the OVA. It's has a 2-episode OVA, and I remember 2 things from that. I remember whips and uniforms, and I remember the cum shots that are just the colored background, and then just the splash. It's what the fuck is this? It lives rent free in my head, and I think that's why I bought the game, because I was like, I need to know.
The game is weird.
If the cum shots
the game is freaking weird. I think they actually show them on people, but even still.
Oh well, at least
even still,
yeah, no,
it's still weird. It's still weird.
I looked at my game folder earlier today, and I also have Absolute Obedience, which I also have not played.
They're
I know.
They're literally the same game. They are the same game. If non-consent was a game.
But it's
I feel like my time has been spent so unproductively, because I've been trying to force myself into publishing fanfic and going over this My Hero Academia villains side comic.
Oh,
it's a doujin basically from one of my favorite creators who did this villain side zine. I've been reading that like it's a religious text.
I mean, that's not a bad way to spend your time.
I mean, it's very productive. Yes.
That's the thing, though. There's no wrong way to enjoy the BL content. Except, when we sit around talking about all of these horrible games and series we watch that are just terrible, and it's like, why?
Why do we put ourselves through this?
Why have I spent so much time on this?
Because there's so much of it, which is the wildest part.
I think that's the crazy part, is that there's so much of it. And especially now that we have this kind of floodgate open, where it feels like every day someone and their mom is releasing a new, mostly problematic BL game.
Okay. There are some good ones. There are some ones that are not.
I'm not saying that there aren't good ones.
The Symbian is great. You get a really beautiful alien penis.
So ready for that one.
There's this one I found. I don't know if I said it last time. It's called Crushed from Hummingbird Games. It is a BL game with Black boys in love, and I don't see a lot of Black.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
I don't see a lot of Black BL content, and it's super cute. It's set in modern day.
I love that.
And one of the characters, he's bi. He went through a really bad breakup with his girlfriend, and he's kind of trying to figure himself out. And he meets this really cute, light-skinned boy at a bookstore that he works at, and he's immediately
light-skinned boy.
That's for me. Yeah, he was extra light-skinned, but he was he's so cute. I like him, and they instantly vibe. But because he's still kind of working through his breakup and figuring himself out, he keeps sabotaging the relationship, and it's like, honey, I get it, but no.
What?
And it's just them working on the relationship and each other, and like it's really cute. It's really wholesome. They have like these really cute, like nerdy conversations about.
Okay.
Oh, I mean that one sounds cute.
Because at first I thought you were describing a Tyler Perry movie, but gay.
No. God forbid.
What is it with you and Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry's the devil.
Bye. Thank you for joining.
Tyler Perry is the thing with Tyler Perry, especially in the Black community, is that, like, you can't deny that that's your family. Mm-hmm. Like, he is depicting a Black experience that a lot of us has felt.
But it still
somehow feels racist.
It kind of is. Not
like, it's very weird that it's like, how did you sneak cameras into my actual family reunion? But also, how have you made all Black people look bad?
Yeah, you just shake your head at Tyler Perry. Like, I was very glad that this was very by the book and like actually a good story. I was like, good, because I was looking for something else, and I stumbled on the game, and I was like, oh.
No, I love
wait
that.
A minute. I've never played a BL game with Black characters. Wait a minute.
I think that's great. And I think what's amazing in particular is, we were talking in our episode, it's like, oh yeah, like I don't really play a lot of like games and stuff like that. And then for our Patreon, we started playing Hot to Full Boyfriend again. And I'm like, I forgot how much I love this stuff.
And that's it.
Like, I forget how much I genuinely do love this stuff. I mean, it has to be something as outlandish as Hot to Full Boyfriend. It has to be something as fucking weird as Hot to Full. But it's like, oh yeah, like there is that part of me that exists. Mm-hmm. I've just always thought it didn't exist because the examples that I got in early fandom were less than ideal.
And that's the thing that I want people to like take away from this. It's like, yeah, there are a lot of games that are just like, what the fuck is this? For every sub for you, there's a Doki Doki doll maker, which is it's about this guy.
It's very cute.
Yeah, it's very adorable. He makes these dolls to kind of cope with like loneliness and grief from his parents. And they come to life and they become like his friends, and then he eventually falls in love with one of them. But like, it's really cute, it's really wholesome. It does touch on some stuff like loneliness and grief and loss, but it's a upbeat, lighthearted kind of rom-com. It's very cute. And then you've got Slow Damage, which is just trauma porn.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you, like because we spent like an hour talking about terrible dom experiences in gaming, but like, can you recommend our listeners any like sweet games that aren't like traumatizing?
Okay, non-traumatizing. I can kind of get you.
No nitro games. Then
I can get you. No, none of the nitro games. I can give you a couple games that have like a good balance, like the Divine Speaker. It has some dramatic and stuff going on, but it's a fantasy BL game, and it's got some fun, hilarious moments. I love the chemistry between the main cast, like of course you're romancing a character, but you see a lot of just the group together, just hanging out, doing stuff, and they do develop this like familial bond, and like they joke with each other. They're kind of like brothers. They tease each other, they joke with each other, they kind of rip off each other. It's really sweet, it's really cute, it's really fun. There's not a whole, like there's sex scenes in it, but it's not like the plot. The plot is this journey that they're on, so it's a lot, it's very story heavy, but I love it. I recommend it, especially for Leos. And Fawn. If you don't love Fawn, then you're evil. I don't just evil, and there's a problem. There's a game I played. It's a Taiwanese BL, and it's based on a manga. It's called Monster of Memory, Destiny. I will preface this by saying I do not like incest or brocon ever.
Fair.
I have brothers, and there's never been a moment where I was just like, no, just I can't understand it. It just drives me nuts.
You have my attention, though. Hello.
Carla, you got so close to the camera. What the fuck?
I didn't even notice how close you got until I looked down.
Breathing into the camera It's like, did you say Brocon?
So it's on Steam. It's on Steam. It's another one of those bad games that I found on Steam.
I am opening Steam right now. I am.
No.
Yes, I am. You can't stop. Actually, it's already open.
In it, the main character, he has an older brother. His name is Sumi. Sumi has had an older brother named Haru. Haru dies tragically in a train accident. He like falls on the tracks and gets like,
of course, yeah,
yeeted by the train. And he's grieving because his brother, his big brother, his only son is gone, and the family is grieving the loss. And there's this company that has this new initiative where they're creating these like android things that look like the deceased person to kind of help you through the grieving process. And what you do is you get them, they look like the person, and you feed them items that once belonged to that person. And they slowly start to develop the personality and like mannerisms of that person. So Sumi does this, and they get a robot. And at first, it's like, this isn't my brother. And like they tell you specifically, don't call it the name of the dead person. Call them X95000 or whatever they're called. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of them getting a little extra time to kind of be with that person and ease into that loss. Because eventually this robot thing is not going to be around. But
is its battery going to run out?
So what happens is you feed it items that belong to the person to give them the same memories and mannerisms and things. Eventually, you're going to run out of those items. And it will slowly like regress, and that's it. So it's
that is so sad.
It's very sad. But and then they like show in the like lab that they have people who like lost children and like older people and partners and stuff. So it's like not just one type of person getting these like people bots. And so he gets the robot and he takes it home. And at first the mom, because the mom's still going through the grief heavy because that's her son. She wants to feed this damn thing everything because she just wants her son. And Sumi starts feeding it. And at first he's wary of the robot because he's like, you're not my brother, you're a robot. But then it's revealed that both he and Haru had these unresolved feelings towards each other that they never got to act on because they were not there yet. Yeah, they weren't there yet. So in interacting with this robot, he's like, the robot can give insight into Haru's thoughts. And so like there are little things, it's like, oh, Haru didn't hate this or Haru liked this. And he slowly starts to like fall in love with the robot because he's already in love with his brother, but his brother's dead. And it kind of is like, is he in love with his brother or with the robot? And then like, it's like, is it really incest? Because technically the brother's dead. So like,
oh, this is going to destroy me.
Just the robot looks like the brother, acts like the brother, but he's not really the brother. So is he really in love with his brother or the robot?
I am so glad that we have our quarterly meeting coming up because I'm going to lose Corolla in a matter of days. I am so glad that we set up our quarterly meeting to happen relatively quickly.
It's on.
Is it like on Saturday? Yeah, I already put it in my wish list, and
and like, you have to teach him how to pee and stuff because the robot doesn't know how to do all this stuff, so it's like really awkward. He's in the bathroom.
Why does it not know how to pee?
I love. Why does it know how? Why does it even have to pee? It's a robot. But you know what?
Questions. We all have questions.
I am living for the word brobot. Like yes.
Oh, I've been calling it a brobot since
I love
the
that.
moment. I was like, it's a robot.
No, I'm done.
But
yeah,
it's so cute. It's so cute.
I'm so glad that I'm like, we're gonna hammer in our meeting soon because I'm about to lose Corolla so fast.
Fear not, because you know how it is. You add something to your Steam wish list. That does not mean that it gets off that list ever. I am still neck deep in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, where I intend to stay, except my projector died again yesterday.
That's a projector. Just buy a new one.
No.
But I don't know. I'm going to kill myself. I don't mean that. But like, I am just considering yeeting myself off a cliff just like for a little bit.
I get it. I was like that when my mic died. I was like, are you serious? What are we doing here today?
I just want to play with Cloud, you know? Like, I don't
like the way that... I don't like that sentence.
I just want to play with Cloud.
I do want to play with Cloud, actually. But only Sephiroth also gets to join, because he really wants to play with Cloud, and no one can tell me that this is not a BL game, because Seph.
Okay, any game is a BL game if you work hard enough.
Of course,
yeah,
but
like,
it's just
any game is a BL game.
Like me playing Persona, that's a BL game.
Listen.
Do not spoil it for me. I'm on the last palace. Don't say anything.
No, it's fine. I wasn't
going to. I was going to ask who your OTP was.
My OTP. Okay. My personal love of my life is Ryuji. Ryuji and Joker. Yeah. They are literally it. They are literally together. That's it. That he booty calls him at 10 at night and is like,
I also love Ryuji.
But then you got Akechi. So to answer the question, what was the title of the Brobot game? It's called Monster of Memory Destiny. It's on Steam. It is it's a Taiwanese BL game. Translation is a little rough, and by a little rough, I mean very rough.
It's fine.
But the story is really good.
Yes.
Yeah. I do have a review on my site.
I was like, who's your OTP?
Okay, Akechi. So, okay. I was shipping Joker and Akechi. I don't know if you saw my Twitter, because I definitely, when I was playing it, I was like, this is a goddamn date, Atlas. Are you fucking kidding me? They're at a jazz club. They ordered matching cocktails, and there's a live jazz singer right there. Shut up. Tell me this is not a date. And then I immediately got the 2-hour cutscene right before the finale. And I was like, oh. I was like, I still ship it. I still ship it so hard.
Literally every Akirin fan. I still ship. I
still ship it.
But
you can't make me not.
I haven't played. I have Persona 5.
You got to play it.
But I have watched at least half of the anime, which I guess is not necessarily great. But I watched half of it.
Oh, you already own it. That's awesome.
Okay, but I fell in love with Yuiji because he looks like he looks like Arashi from Parakisu, and I was like,
you simple whore.
If it looks like a punk, I am going to love it.
My type is cute and dumb. So cute and dumb, and that's it. And he is just everything. He's cute and dumb constantly.
Girl,
the only person who gets on the chill is
horrible.
Not horrible.
You're so mean to me.
No, but your type, you do have a penchant for terrible men, which I understand because I also love me some terrible men. You judge me for my love for Shigaraki and all of his hands.
Okay. I judge you because
I like that touch. I like that.
Shigaraki looks like he needs to be lowered into a vat of Lubriderm.
Okay. Listen,
yes.
I like that touch as well. So that touch is cute.
You get me.
It's kind of sexy that he could kill you just by putting all of his fingers on you. This is, I don't know, something of danger.
I mean, you die happy. He put his hands on you. Like, also, again, I just want to point out that in his, not necessarily his current state, because he's starting to look a little rough around the edges, but he does kind of look like how Hyde looks these days when he dyes his hair. And I have said this before, and it's my love for horrible 2D men meets visual K, and I'm very happy. I want Hyde to cosplay this bitch so bad on Halloween.
Now I need to see what Hyde looks like now, because I have not seen a recent anything.
No,
he isn't aging the best, but
I guess Miyavi sacrificed Hyde.
Agree.
You see it?
Miyagi sacrificed Hyde so he can be an immortal vampire.
My god!
Right? And like when he had the gray hair, and I was like on Japanese Twitter, and they were all tweeting about it, and I'm like, please make him do this for the next Halloween party because I need this in my life. I know, right? And you cannot see it.
No, I can't. I'm looking. I'm like,
Hyde,
Yeah.
I love you. This is not an insult.
He's not listening.
He might be
never
listening.
know.
You don't know.
No.
Hyde is not listening. I can promise you. Hyde is not here.
Hyde, if you're listening, tell G I love him. Because he's not listening, because he's out fishing somewhere. But
Hyde's definitely listening.
You never know.
You don't know.
I would panic, but yeah, like
That would be great. I'd be like, oh my
Right?
God.
It is all. Did you see him?
No.
See, now we're just talking about Hyde, but did you
No.
see? Because he does the Halloween parties every year.
God damn it.
And he did Harley Quinn one year. Did you see his Harley Quinn? He was amazing.
No, I didn't, but now I need to.
Go, just yeah.
Canonically gay romance. I haven't had one
Okay.
Persona 2.
Yes. Okay. So you hit you pushed my button. Yes, I have been yelling. At Atlas, yelling. I said, "Mother, you fucking cowards! You fucking cowards!
Like it's gay.
Let me date these male characters. You keep writing these fantastic, like, male characters, and like the relationships with the main character are just so well written. But the goddamn romanceable female characters are written so badly when they get to the romance part. Like, they're great characters on their own, but when it starts coming down to the damn romance stuff, written poorly. I hate their relationships. I go out of my way. I was like, I'm not romancing these hussies. Like, no, love them single and free. Like, I'm not romancing them. Get them out of my face. I want to date Ryuji or Akechi, whichever you prefer. But
you have opinions about this.
Or yeah, like we know Yosuke and Ryuji were stealth options. Yes, Yosuke in Persona 4. He was right there.
He was right there.
I was like, are you serious? I can't date him? Why did you write this character? What are you doing?
Okay, but I would pay cash money for a stealth option of dating Akechi.
You are dating Akechi.
Okay, yeah, we are dating him, but like officially dating him.
You've been dating Akechi since the moment that man rolled up in his little sweater vest. Like,
leave his sweater vest alone.
Oh, I love his sexy little sweater vest. They turned me on. Man showed up and I was like, who's this? Who's this? Huh, they look important. Next thing I know, they're going on a date. No, next thing I know, Akechi is showing up at what's his face's cafe, and he's like, hey, I just wanted some coffee. And he's like, no, what did you really want? He's like, oh, I'm joking. I came to see you. I was like, you came to see me?
Yes.
Scoot a little closer, break my computer. Like, okay. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Get real close to monitor. It's like, hello.
Hi. You know, not to be a white person from the 90s, but just, you know, ancient Seinfeld proverb. Coffee's not coffee.
No.
Coffee is sex.
It is. It's
right?
Always sex. It's always.
You did not just
yes, I did.
Yes.
Yes, I did. Because George Costanza, I understand you sometimes. Yes.
Not lying. He is so legit. Because
I too am Lord of the Idiots, and I relate.
You put that much effort into one person, you want to fuck them. There's no other explanation. And Akechi put so much work
Akechi puts in. I'm pretty sure Akechi puts more work into just Joker than like anything else. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Like house plants are neglected, animals are not fed.
And when they like explained everything, I was like, oh, he was playing a long game. Damn, that's hot.
Is that why I like him so much? He's just a gay long con.
I was like,
yes.
Let's
like, is that why I like him so much? Also, I will never let go of the fact that Fujin brain is so strong that I will give you, Corolla, a hard time for liking Shigaraki when my literal favorite character is Dabi.
Right?
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up.
I also like Dabi, and I do as well. Dabi and Shigaraki to screw each other.
I don't want them anywhere near each other.
So y'all are probably gonna be like, "What the fuck?" But there's this fanfic. There's this fanfic I love. It's called Quiet Rapture. It's a Bakudeku fanfic, which I love.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, it's Quiet Rapture. I was like, it's not that other one. So in this one, apparently, is it Quiet? Yes, Quiet Rapture. What the fuck am I doing? I'm an idiot. But like in this one, Deku has dated like a shit ton of villains. Like he dated twice, and he was with Dobby. Yes, twice. But he was with Dobby. Dobby was like his first boyfriend, and like Dobby was low key just like
that is one hell of a first boyfriend.
He was like the biggest bastard boyfriend of them all.
Yes,
and he was terrible. And like, but they genuinely had a really kind of weird, healthy relationship in a really unhealthy, toxic way. And like they have sex, like they fuck. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, is his penis all patchy too? Or it doesn't seem like it's not. But they never describe it. And I was like, but I have questions, author. And I don't want to be on the author's Twitter being like, so is Dobby's dick patched or not? But like, he's a fuckable character. And then they break up when Dobby decides he wants to like kill a bunch of people, and he ends up going to jail because plot got a plot. So they break up.
That's what he does.
But then he gets out of jail, like hero prison, and he comes back and he's like reformed and shit. And he wants to meet with Deku. And at this point, Deku's dating Bakugo, and Bakugo's like, nah, you can't meet with your ex. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna talk to him. And he talked to him, and Dobby is like low-key just at this cafe, just like flirting with him relentlessly. And he's doing it because he knows Bakugo's being a little creep, just like sniffing around the building, trying to like see what's going on between them. And like he puts a hand on like Deku, like his shoulder or something, and then Bakugo just like blasts and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Get your hands off him! And like Deku's like, what the hell is your problem? We're just having coffee. And that's it's so...
I think that'd be the first time I'd ever be interested in Izuku. That'd be the first time I ever find him to be an interesting character.
What?
He had all these relationships with
what Corolla?
He is a sweetie.
I don't like him.
I love him. Why?
I don't like him.
What?
That's fine. Everybody has their likes and dislikes.
That said,
oh,
baby. Amanda gave me this.
Oh, how he arrived.
Oh my god, I love him.
You have to tell the story about how he arrived because it was fantastic.
How he arrived.
So I had Corolla's Christmas gift shipped to my place so I could send everything off in one big box. So I ordered her son because I'm an attentive good seme and listen to my partner.
And I never shut up about Tamaki.
It's also not subtle. Literally all she talks about.
He's the sweetest bean.
He just showed up a walking anxiety attack, and I was like, that one.
That's the one. And I like him and Mirio. They're so cute.
Yeah.
So I ordered a plushie, and it's like sometimes Amazon packages will arrive not in a box.
Yeah.
This is so weird to me.
In a bag. And
So I go. I'm getting like another delivery. And this guy has like moved him over just a little bit. And it's like, I moved the little man for you. And he's just like laying on my doorstep and on my doormat that says Village Witch. Just like panicked. Like, I've been through so much.
Oh my god.
And
like that.
Like, don't worry, but the little man is fine.
The little man is fine. I'm like, I gingerly pick up this like child, and it's like he's fine. So I told Corolla that, and Corolla's like, "That is the only way."
I love his little face.
So like that was sitting at my doorstep, just face up.
Oh,
just looking abandoned. He's fine.
He was.
He's been through so much.
Too much.
He's seen some things.
He's seen things.
Poor baby.
But no, I genuinely can't think of the last time I've had this much fun on the live. Not a diss to you, Corolla. I realize when I say I always feel so weird when I say stuff like that. Because it's like, I can't remember the last time I had this much fun. Like, fuck you, bitch.
Everybody else was trash.
Every other live was garbage. I've only had fun now. I've been doing it the whole time.
No offense taken, because this is fantastic. And lives are always,
lives are always fun. The entire time. No.
I mean, that does sound like you, because you just run all the long cons, and you're just like constantly lying about everything.
I know.
Just you don't even like games.
I'm still not really sexual. I don't.
No, you don't even like games or BL or anything. You've never read a manga in your life.
Never touched a manga.
Never. Oh my God.
I'm just here for specifically white male attention.
Yeah. Because that
is like I'm here specifically for the incel at the comic shop.
Speaking on behalf of all white people, you can have
you have the white guys. Yeah, you take those.
Yeah, I don't want. Nope, that's not what I'm interested in. Like, I'm just here for specifically white male attention. I've never had this as an interest in my life. I only cosplay for male gaze. That's why I'm cosplaying characters like Yuki Kitazawa. I'm only doing that for male gaze. I'm only cosplaying Taki Aizawa for male gaze.
10 years of my life just gone.
That's like, yeah.
God, how dare you?
Yeah, no, I
love being horrible gravitation men.
Oh my God.
Well, I love being Toma so much.
Yeah. Side eye.
Yeah. It was for male gaze.
Yeah. Male gaze. That is such a confusing term. Sometimes I get a little
gaze.
Which
gaze.
one? Which gaze are you talking about?
You gotta type it out. You gotta spell it out. You gotta spell it out. Yes. Folks.
But no, I've had such a lovely time. It's truly, you are one of the best guests we've had.
I've had fun.
Curl and I have been like, I'm so excited to go live with BlerdyOtome again. Like,
I love it.
I'm just thrilled. We've had an absolute blast. Curl, what are we covering next month? And by next month, I mean, we're back in studio this coming up weekend.
We are going into Pride Month talking about Western gay media, MLM, not the pyramid schemes, versus BL, which is going to be very exciting. It's the...
Yeah, I think we're mostly here to talk about like the semantics and the self-segmenting that fans do. And like, this is a conversation that you've heard us bring up before, like when Danmei fans love to separate themselves, like they aren't a part of the family.
I don't understand why they do
again that. Jumping the gun, but I think that it's like, we had the whole, like when we were young a million years ago, it was the whole, we were separating Yaoi and Sean and I, and that whole thing, which is, everything is BL is the same. But then I have said this before, the new generation is out there, like they think Yaoi is gay porn from Japan, and then they think BL is live action from Thailand, and then it's like Danmei. I'm like,
no. It's BL. It's BL, and then
Manhwa is off in a corner somewhere, just hoping to be acknowledged.
Okay, look, I acknowledge it regularly on my phone, constantly.
I didn't say we don't acknowledge it. I'm just saying it wants to be acknowledged. It's like the Wizard Council. We demand to be taken seriously.
I take it so seriously. Me and damn, I can't remember the name. Why can't I remember the name? I love it. It's not Lost in the Cloud. Low Tide and Twilight. Jesus Christ. Me and that, the fact that it's been on hiatus for the entire month of May has been not good for my mental health. I need to know what's going on with Taiju, and if we're going to get baby Yu Yun back, because baby got snatched, and I need to know what happens. Disrespect. They snatched him, and Taiju was like, oh, we gonna murder people. And I was like, yes!
My
and
baby!
The author's like, author said, we'll be on hiatus for the month of May. I'll come back after May is over. I was like, wait.
What is it?
No.
That's awful.
No.
I can't believe they did that to you.
Yes. So and then Painter of the Night came back. There's a new chapter, which was beautiful and so gorgeous. He said poetry to Nakyu about how he just wanted to see his eyes and how he stroked that one painting that Nakyu did of the two of them cuddling. And he's like, you never draw your face. In like all these years, you left me with your art. I thought I'd still be able to see you. And he's like, but I only catch a glimpse of your eye and it was closed, and I kept stroking that one spot, just hoping it would open so I could gaze upon your beautiful eyes. And I was like,
I'm not even reading this series, and I'm over here right now like,
and like Naki was in front of him, and he like strokes his cheek, and then they kiss, and I was like, yes, so beautiful.
Oh my God.
and,
This is how you turn a red flag green. This is how you turn a red flag green.
I think it's probably, I have mentioned it before because I think it was when I was introducing myself in the very first episode I was in and talking about my favorite BLs. And I brought up 19 Days, and I don't know if it counts as a manhwa or a webtoon or whatever it is, but I am in 7 Seas and their request form every single month going, hello. And they, I do feel like they're listening because they gave me Jewelry Richard, and they're giving me Kitten Porsche, and I'm like, okay, 19 Days, let's go.
Listen, I want Lost in the Cloud. There's an Italian print version.
7 Seas. Italy and France get everything, and also Germany. I
was like, don't make me learn these other languages. Just give it to me, please, please.
That's the old way. That's what we did.
I have no money, but I will.
It's time to get back on Duolingo for the sake of
our
boys. Our boys' kissing books.
Watch.
Listen, I took an Italian language course, like one of those. It was on tapes because I got it from a library. So CDs didn't exist in the library when I was.
Well, why are you old?
Because I am fucking ancient, and I speak fluent Italian with my hands because I did have an Italian boyfriend for 7 years, but and I understand a lot, but I can't speak it. So I took like one of those language classes that were on tapes, and the only thing I got out of it was parole di espressioni, ascolti e ripeta, words and expressions, listen and repeat.
That's the thing they say before.
Oh my God.
And they say that at the end of every lesson. I'm like, yes.
Okay, yes.
And then they tell you, molto bene. I'm like, thank you.
Don't make Google translate.
Yes, this. Oh, no. Okay, so funny story for Jamie. I have done that. Okay, listen, I read all of my stuff legally on Legend. Like
it was half Italian
person. However, there was one time where I had to Google and I found the Korean Raws of this one series and absolutely had that shit right up on Google. I was like, I'm gonna read this shit in French. Like, let's go. Yeah. I was like, let's go. I need to know what happens. I'm not waiting for Legend to think about putting this up. Fuck you, Legend. I was like, let's go.
And this is why I'm saying, or like why we are saying always, that Fujin are like running this economy. Like, have you seen all of these posts going about how, the shonen creators are so dependent on the Fujin fandoms because they are the ones buying the merch and like driving the popularity. We are over here like, I will find a way. I will learn French.
Make more Kuro Tetsuro plushies, please. I got plenty of Suki, but I need Kuro for my ship.
Because it changes like the entire economy. Because when that Endeavor fucking Nindo comes out, I'm moving this shelf around so I don't have to keep Dobby, Hawks, and Endeavor together. So that's more shelving. That's that's I need to get little accessories for them. I only have one new Nindo so far, and the next one's coming in the mail.
Oh, listen, I got a bunch of pre-orders just waiting for my life. But
Carl, I didn't show you my most recent new Nindo.
Oh, have I been robbed? Who is it?
It's a baby.
It's Draco Malfoy.
Oh, look at the baby.
I thought it looks like he has a halo, which is the
which is not accurate at all.
You can't see them. I have a shelf of those above me. I don't think you can. Oh, maybe you can see them. They're mostly Naruto's, but slow. I have my slow damage Nendo up there, but you can't see him.
I'm so mad they only released Toa. I was like, with Dramatical Murder, you gave us everybody.
Leo just fell down.
There he is. I have baby boy too. It's so cute.
The next one that I have. The next one that I have arriving is I got L.
Oh.
Yes.
I think the literally like first Nendos I saw were the Death Note ones. I think they were like the first ones that at least got super popular. I have wanted those for so long. I'm so jealous. Also, orphan kids, Wami's house kids, when? Give me a Mac Nendo. I will.
Matt and Mellow Nendo. And I want them to be able to
one
hold
day.
hands.
One day.
They need to be able to hold hands.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like my Sasunaru ones. They hold hands.
I would take the little hand-holding attachment and just attach it to any Nendo I have. It's fine.
TBH. But yeah, like I saw L on sale. It was the L 2.0 re-release for like $20.
Are they like the miniatures, or are they like full scale?
No, he's full Nendo, and like he has his chair, he has his cake, he has everything. Like this is like re-release 2.0.
Yeah. Because I saw they
$20.
Yeah, because I know they redid the design from the first ones.
So I snatched that up, but now I have to get Light because he can't be by himself.
No, of course not.
No, but I would much. And even if I got Matt Mello, which doesn't exist yet, I wouldn't want Elle watching his like kids fuck.
I don't think he would care, to be honest.
Turn his chair around.
Yeah, turn his chair around.
No, you just turn him around and give him something to eat, and he'll be fine. He'll be distracted. He's like,
I know, he's honestly neurodivergent, but the way y'all are talking, I'm like, put his headphones on and give him his tablet.
No, but have you not been paying attention? We don't believe in headphones in this house.
Listen, exactly. No. So let
him watch whatever weird show he's watching on full volume while Matt and Mello discuss case files.
Yes, discuss. All my Nendos are on my bookcase, and like I'll go into my room and I'm like, stop staring at me.
You know how much money I've spent on Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia statues? Not because they're even my top animes at all, but because the guys are cute. Exactly!
That I have bought Nendos for less, and like
like if they make an overhaul one, it's over for me.
I've been waiting for that. I want that so bad. I don't know why they won't do him.
I'm sure everybody else. No, they did not do everybody else, because let me tell you who does not have an android.
He doesn't speak, Corolla.
But that's
he doesn't want to be there. That doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to have an android.
I want an overhaul one. I have wanted one. I love that man. I
love overhaul so much.
And I bought
welcome to the Nendoroid shelf.
I don't even like
welcome to the Nendo shelf.
But I bought his pin just so I could have him. I want that Nendo. If they put out that, I saw somebody do like their own make of that Nendo.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, are you selling that? Because I will buy it.
I mean, it's time to start commissioning people, honestly.
I love that weird nerd so much. Actually, so the villain zine that I purchased is mostly overhaul Dabi and Shigaraki.
Yes! Oh my god. I'm sorry. I love him so much. I want him. I need him. I want a plushie.
Thank you.
But
I have a plushie.
Yeah.
I do have a plushie. Yes. Do you want me to go grab him really fast?
Yes! I want to see this!
You guys, be good. Hold on. I'm gonna go grab Chisaki. Hold on.
Yes. No, I was gonna say I do have I have Noise and Alba and those. And I wanted to get Claire, but I would feel bad because then I have to get another Alba. Like I don't want them to fight.
So funny story, because I decided earlier this year, I was like, I'm gonna get the Dramatical Murder Nendos. Mind you, they have been out of release forever.
Yeah.
I got Alba first. He was like 110.
Welcome.
Then baby! He's so cute. I want him. Look
at his little eyes.
He has the prettiest eyes.
His stern eyes.
I like that I'm getting closer to the camera to see him. Like you have to.
Look at a little nugget.
He is a nugget. He's a bird nugget. I love it.
Screeching. Sorry, but
I have the boyfriends.
They're so cute. I have a bunch of Bakudeku stuff. Like I have a whole shelf that's just them, and then I also have scented candles that are like Bakugo scented and
from Kompai.
I think so. Yeah.
You're probably from Kompai.
What does the Bakugo one smell like? Like explosion?
Ash and smoke.
That's Kompai. That's Kompai. I know that.
Literally ash and smoke.
So
I have them on the shelf.
Yeah. So not yet a sponsor, but Kompai Creations, they do a lot of candle scents based on fictional characters and stuff. I want so many of their candles. But yeah, they have the Bakugo one to smell like fire and ash.
Yes, ash and smoke. I have that one, and then I have a Deku one. His like they also had like a Valentine's Day sale where it was like Deku scent, and then like his hospital bed, which was like lemon scented. And I was like,
that sounds like hell. That sounds awful.
But when you came back, I was talking about my Nindo journey with the Dramatical Murder Nindos.
Yes.
I got Alba. I just decided I wanted to get them at the beginning of the year. Mind you, this is an impossible thing because they're like ridiculously overpriced and it's very hard to get them because they came out in 2015 and then they re-released them in 2016 and it's not any of those years. So I was like, I'm gonna get this. So I found Alba. He was like 110 and I was like, okay, that's decent for an Alba. So I got him. Then I saw Noise for like, I think he was 100 and something. And then I was like, okay, well, I like Noise. Noise is my boy. I'm gonna get him. Then I was like, I want Clear. And then I saw all the Clears were like 200 plus. I think the highest I saw was 350. And I said, go fuck yourselves.
He is the fan favorite, though.
I love him, but no. So I was like, whatever. Then I saw Kojaku for like $89. I was like, well, it's Kojaku. I can throw some pennies at him. So I got him. And then I saw on Solaris Japan, they had Clear for 120. And I was like, buy faster. Buy, import, send it to me. And then he showed up and he was so beautiful and he was so perfect. And then I was like, oh, I guess I should get Mink. I don't really like Mink. So I was like, I guess I should get Mink. Before I bought the other ones, Mink was like $80 anywhere. So like, oh, I'll get them whenever. After I got everybody else, now Mink is like 100 plus. And I was like, I refuse to pay triple digits for Mink. No.
I want to say that Peachy is to blame for this because Peachy, I also don't like Mink, but hearing Peachy talk about Mink has made me a little softer. But I just feel like Peach has been out there preaching and now everyone's like, fine. We appreciate Mink in this house.
Part of it, okay, so back to BL games kind of, is the fan translation is what I originally played Dramatic Murder.
Yeah, same.
And the person who did the fan translation of Dramatical Murder didn't like Mink. So they let that come through in their translation. So a lot of the stuff that they could have softened up, they went full hardcore with because they didn't like Mink. So that partially colors a little bit of my feelings towards him. But also some of the stuff that happens in Mink's Rod is just absolutely atrocious. Yeah. So
for me, it was the whole when they're at the rave thing and he's like drugged. I just really can't with that scene, and that was what because I think in Reconnect, but then it's like they've already had their happy ending. But for me, that was like I don't care. After that scene, I just couldn't. So he was done for me. But again, he's no Keisuke because Keisuke, there's a special place in hell for you.
Was insane. I was like, what are we doing here? Why are we here? Why are we here? Why are we here? No. I was like, put it down.
But I also hate Kojak, by the way, because he's just, first of all, he's boring.
First and foremost, boring. That is his biggest sin.
And I don't like the whole Osana Najimi childhood friend trope. I'm not a big fan of it, but I hate how he acts like he owns Aoba. I'm like, listen, fuck off, go somewhere else. Noise is here.
Friends. I like childhood friend routes when they're done well, but like you said, Kojaku is like boring. Yeah. Like, he is really boring. His entire route is stupid. His villain is dumb. I did not care. He makes poor decisions, and I was like, I hope you die the whole time.
Who I would so much rather have a Mizuki route.
Like, that's what they do. They do in the PSP port that we never will get. But like, they did give him a route. It's not.
I have never seen an NPC get so much like smut written about them as Mizuki.
Because it's a good character. It was a really good character, and they just kind of dropped the ball. They fumbled the ball.
And at some point in my life, I was like, but what if you took Mizuki and you set him with like Vitri or something? Like, I also want Noise with Vitri because they would look like triplets. That's just me. That is just me.
They would know. I will never forget that bad end with them, which was
no, that is I pretend like that don't exist in my life. Vitri is fine. It's perfect.
I love like no. The funniest part was like I forget which bad ending, or it was like one of the endings, and like they do like this weird slow pan. Like Alba, I think was on like a ground or something like that, and they just show the shoes, and I was like, wait, I know those shoes, babies. And then they pan up, and it's them, and they're like, yeah, we've actually been pulling the strings. You're all gonna die. And I was like, that's fine. I'm just happy to see you again. Like, how are you guys doing? You're good? You chilling? Like, you vibing? But I was like, I know those shoes. Like, I know
you're in deep. You're in deep. It's like
I was like, I know those. Though I will say this about Dramatical Murder, because I did a live blogging thing on my Tumblr when I was playing it, which is still there, and you can still find it if you want to go that far down. It's back in 2015. Have fun. But during like a couple of the sex scenes, like Alba keeps his socks on, and they're these ugly, like dingy white, like ankle socks. And I was like, please take the socks off. It's distracting.
You know, I read somewhere, and this is like probably 20 years ago. Like when I was a kid, I read somewhere some woman who was talking about how this dude she had sex with didn't take his socks off, and how that was the worst thing. And that is just implanted in my brain. And I think about this so often. I'm like, this, because she talked about it like it was like a deadly sin. Like
that is such that is
whatever.
Such an
I guess it's like, do you? But take the damn socks off. I was like, it's taking me out.
Question though.
Okay. Oh God.
Okay.
No, okay, but for the Americans, because the shoes in the house.
Okay.
Yes.
And I say take them off.
I'm just wondering, in American households where people are wearing their shoes even when they are on their couches or on their beds.
Are you asking if you fuck with shoes on?
Yes. If you are having a quickie in the middle of the day, do you take the shoes off?
Shoes stay on.
If you're outside of your house, I'm not taking.
Yeah, if you're outside of your house, but
I've absolutely been fucked with shoes on in my house.
Oh, not in the house. My shoes aren't on in the house, and so I'm walking out the front.
But not like in the bed. We were somewhere else.
You know, I mean, my shoes don't go on until I'm about to walk out the door, so they're not on.
The whole view on me just changed.
Yeah, like if you're outside,
I'm sorry, we can't be friends anymore. Yeah, now outside, I've done that, but like just the.
Okay, wait. Thorne brings up a very good point. I'm okay with socks on, but I'm tired of somebody keeping their pants on during this. I'm like, pull your damn pants off. Like, I don't want to see a crack. I want to see the whole ass, and I want to see you plowing them perfectly.
This is why they're keeping their pants on, because this is us outside with binoculars.
No,
like fucking owls.
Like, when it comes to Sama characters, like we are constantly being robbed. Like these men are not undressing; they're not allowed to make any sound. I'm like, I love a vocal Sama. You know, like give me. You know, I want to know that he's enjoying himself. You know,
please.
And again, noise supremacy. Yes. That I'm telling you, that drama CD. There's this 8-minute there's this 8-minute sex scene. And they are like, you know, they go once and then he immediately starts up again. And the way they are just moaning at each other and like their breathing is speeding up. It's like the best. The first time I heard this, I thought I was going to die. I will find it for you.
Yes, please. And send it to me, please.
I do have the drama CD, so I can probably just like
rip a copy.
You unlocked a memory. I will never forget the scene in Dramatical Murder in Noises Route where he's just like, bite it. And I was like,
yes.
I was like, bite it. I was like, what you mean? And Alba was like, I'm sorry. And he's like, bite it. It's like, did I stutter?
I remember this.
Like, and I just was like, because he just says bite it. And I was like, huh? And then he does it. And he's like, yeah, still can't feel pain. He's like, I only feel pleasure through pain. Thanks. It's like great.
But then when he finally feels pleasure, like
in the hospital bed, my man was wrapped up in a sling with a damn cast on, and they're fucking in the hospital. I was like, bruh.
Alba took responsibility. he was like, okay, let me ride my man. You know, I was so proud. And that's also a thing in the drama CD, because Noise at one point literally goes, remember that thing you did in the hospital? Like, do it again. I'm like,
yes. I love them. I want to replay Medical Murder.
I can't with you. I
know
2 hours. I can't with you.
But it's just because you don't understand the pleasures of audio dramas.
Noise.
They make me uncomfortable.
I don't know.
I don't like the wet spaghetti noises.
I do enjoy good sound design.
The only thing, though, Dramatical Murder specifically, like, there are a lot of games and like drama CDs where they will be having, you know, sound effects for the coming, which I think is interesting. But in Dramatical Murder, what the hell is that sound? What is that bubbling sound? Like, it's like, what is that? Why does it sound like that?
Okay, sometimes when I'm playing a game, because like they have all of these different sounds going on. Like, there's the sound effects, there's the background music, and then there's the actual voices, and they all have different volume things. I will sometimes turn off the music just to hear what's going on, because like they're making the sexy noises. Mind you, it's awkward as hell just hearing like no music in the background, but like it's real funny. But like during the cum scenes, it's like you either get like a squitch noise or you get like a moan that covers it up, but like sometimes you hear it, it's just like, I don't think I needed to hear that.
And it's like, it doesn't make a sound. And I just want to like double back to something Thorn said in the chat like a while ago, that yes, I do agree that sometimes if you're listening on headphones, you can hear things that you did not know was there, and I do appreciate that. And I'm sorry to bring this back to Kin Porsche, but a while ago.
Oh my god!
I was in the Sin Porsche server. We were starting our rewatch, and I have never watched Kin Porsche with headphones, but I was watching with headphones because we were in voice chat, and I heard Kin swallow his drink, and I was like, "Oh, this is a game changer!" I can't wait until we get to episode 7. I'm gonna kill myself.
Deviant.
I mean, sometimes you want to hear the noises.
Yeah, I want to hear the noise.
I'm over here trying to figure out my next order on a bunch of anime candles.
You have to link me to that. I mean, I'm allergic to candles, but like, I need
You're
to
fucking what?
there. I'm allergic to candles, Amanda.
Which all of them, or just
no? But like, it's because of the fumes, and like my respiratory system doesn't work. So like, I will only light candles for Advent, because you know we do the whole every Sunday in Advent leading up to Christmas we light one more candle. So we have 4 candles, and I will light them for approximately 10 minutes every Sunday.
Right.
And I will choke to death. It is.
I am so tempted by these candles.
Send me the link, Amanda.
I sent it to you.
Okay, good. I'm on busy, so I don't get any notifications.
Like I said, Baku Deku ones. The Bakugo one and Bakugo one is just literally smoke and ash.
Yeah, but like, it sounds like it would be like gunpowder.
So I said I was gonna make my own scented candles after reading Quiet Rapture, which is this fanfic. It's an Omega verse Baku Deku one. And like a big part
talking about
and a big part of the plot is that Deku can't smell because he had an accident.
Oh, it's me.
So he can't smell. So Bakugo like literally walks up and he's like, "Yo, can't you smell what's happening between us? Can't you smell this?" And he's like, "No, get out of my shop."
That must be difficult, like, not being able to smell in an Omegaverse.
Deku's fine. Bakugo is the one who's having the biggest problem with it.
I mean, that just sounds like Bakugo in every scenario.
Pretty much. But Bakugo's like,
has a problem with everything.
So he's like, "Yo, let me fix your nose." So and he finally, in like chapter 47, I think, he gets Deku's nose fixed, and so he can smell. And then chapter 48 happens where Deku, because it's a while afterwards, and he still isn't able to smell anything. Mm-hmm. And then he finally starts smelling Bakugo. And at first he doesn't know what it is. He's like, he smells like the house is on fire. And I was like, that's hilarious. So he like panics, but he's also like, it comforts me. And then he goes into like his study, and him and Bakugo fuck in there regularly. So it smells like him and Bakugo fucking. And he's just like lapping it up. And he's like going in the heat. So he goes into the bedroom and he loses his shit. So his scent is going out and he can't control it. And they're having a party downstairs. All you hear is crashing downstairs and fighting. And then Bakugo comes upstairs and is like, what the hell are you doing? And like Deku is like nose deep in Bakugo's pillow. And he's like, wait, can you? And he's like, he jumps Bakugo. And then they start fucking. And the way that they describe their scent as it's mixing when they're fucking, I was like, yo, they say it smells like a forest fire, which is because Deku smells like a forest. And
in every fucking story, he smells like a fucking forest.
And I was like, I want to make those scents of candles. So I actually have a candle making kit that my friend bought me. And I have the scents for the candles. Two for Deku and 2 for Bakugo. But I need a damn electric plate so I can control the heat as I melt the wax. Because I can't do it on my stove. Otherwise, I would have made these damn candles already. But like, my friends were like, you'll make these candles? And I was like, why?
It's like, listen, when we say that there's no like early fujin experience that was chill, we're over here making fucking candles. Like, we're over here learning trades.
Like, do not underestimate a fujin. We will find a way.
We're out here learning fucking trades. It's like, how do I express my love for these two fictional characters? I know. I'll learn a craft.
I'll make candles.
Let me go to school for 5+ years and get a diploma in this thing so I can appreciate.
Right. Let me learn this entire language so I can engage.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, no.
The link for Kanpai is in our chat. I love Kanpai. I've always loved Kanpai, but yeah, so I'm over here trying to think like, how do I spend $75 on candles so I can get free shipping?
Yeah, that's how they got me.
Well, at least you can get free shipping. Etsy.
Corolla, do you want me to buy you candles so I can add it to your birthday present?
The candles. They're nice. They're good candles.
They're good
I'm
candles.
Sorry, I didn't answer your message.
Yeah, I asked Corolla what did she want for her birthday. No response.
No,
she comes at me today. She messages me today, days later, talking about giant manhwa dicks.
Yes, which I thought.
And then a hedgehog she rescued.
There's a sale. Wait a minute.
What?
They have a Suki candle. Okay, we're done. They have a Kuro and they have a Suki candle. We're done. My shit. Let's go.
We're just shopping now. Don't worry about us.
Kuro Suki is my OTP in Haikyuu. Yes, I know.
It's like, don't mind us. We're just shopping. She also has been candles, which I'm very excited about. Nice. Anyways, Naja, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us live. Thank you for just being this like beacon of light in our space and in the fandom. Like we appreciate it. But we're over here just gremlins talking about the good old days and fictional penises. You're over here actually like trying to promote light and empathy.
I mean, occasionally, unless provoked. But
yeah, like we're over here mostly just talking about the worst fictional men. I'm talking about the worst fictional men, and Corolla still finds a way to be horrified despite having known me for like 3 years now.
Sometimes if you catch me on a good day, there's like a giant penis somewhere on my Twitter.
I was just about to say I am going to send you a giant penis, but I found the screenshot I was talking about. I will send it to you later.
Yes.
Oh, bitch!
You're ready to be traumatized.
Yes.
Okay, I won't end the stream just yet. You'll go.
No, I'm not going to do it now. It's fine.
Oh, we'll do it later. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll show penises later. Anyways. Thank you all so much for being here. We're excited to be back in studio next week. June is Pride Month, so we will be celebrating Pride. And
I'm going to be extra gay.
Ooh.
I'm actually going to be outwardly gay for once.
I'm actually going to be not only in a panel, but apparently leading a panel.
Enjoy your
literature.
rest. Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Look at you, Corolla, doing stuff. I'm very excited. It's going to be a great June. and
Yes.
I feel so much better that we got to have BlerdyOtome on the show, to help lead us into Pride. So thank you so much for listening.
I thought you were gonna say lead us into temptation.
I mean, both. Both is good.
I am gonna go.
Girl, my vows. I'm a priest, remember?
I am going to go play the Brobot game.
Please let me know when you do, because I'm not a BroCon anything, but that game had me like crying. Like I was like, it's so beautiful. I just wanted them to kiss.
Oh my god.
I am a BroCon degenerate.
Yep.
I am ready.
Which
reminds me, I need to get the Hitachi Twin Mendos, or I will die.
I pre-ordered them as soon as they went live. I said, boom, take my money, gimme. Okay. I want Hikaru. I need him. He is my boy. I love him.
I need both of them, though, because you can't separate.
I mean, I got them both, but...
Yeah, you can get both.
Yeah, of course.
The other one was just extra, though.
Okay.
You're just desperately trying to end this stream.
I'm trying so fucking hard to corral cats, and then it's like, oh, and this other thing. It's like, well, that's a good point.
I will shut up. We can always hang out later, like we can just like hang out. Also, we will see each other at CitrusCon because you're doing a panel, aren't you?
I am.
I did see this on the internet.
So I love that, like, I will ask Corolla like genuine work things and she won't answer, but then she'll be like, oh, and I found this information about CitrusCon while I was scrolling and doing my other things.
I will say I have been extremely little on like social media lately.
Corolla has been the most fucking cryptid that I think I've ever seen.
I will say, which is bad for me because I don't exist, but I've been between playing Final Fantasy and the fact that there is actually sun and heat in my city. I have not been anywhere. I have been outdoors or with Cloud.
and I will ask her like a genuine work question, not even like how are you feeling. I will ask her a work question, and it's just like she's gone to the wind. Don't worry about it. I'll see her sometime next week. But
at least you'll see me when we do have work things.
After I've already figured out the solution.
I'm sorry, but you see, I was busy being lost in the open world of Final Fantasy because I can't navigate, and
True. That is a very real thing. Yes, agreed.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been outdoorsing.
Yeah.
No.
And eating a lot of ice cream.
Ice cream. Oh, nice.
Okay. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much for joining.
We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yes, bye.